Robert Kiyosaki. Systems management. The human body is a system of systems. So is a business. The human body is made up of a circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, and so on. If one of those systems stops, there is a good chance the body will be crippled or die. The same is true with a business. A business is a complex system of interoperating systems. In fact, each item listed within the inner triangle of the BI triangle is a separate system that is linked to the other systems and into the overall business that the triangle represents. It is difficult to separate the systems because they are interdependent. It is also difficult to say that one is more important than another. For any business to grow, specific individuals must be accountable for each of the systems, and a general overall director must be in charge of making sure all the systems operate at their highest capacity. When reading a financial statement, I am like a pilot sitting in the cockpit of the plane reading the gauges from all the operating systems. If one of the systems begins to malfunction, emergency procedures must be implemented. Many small startup businesses or S-quadrant businesses fail because the operator of the system has too many systems to monitor and take care of. When one system fails, such as when cash flow dries up, all the other systems begin to fail almost simultaneously. It is like when a person gets a cold and fails to take care of it. Pneumonia soon sets in, and if it's not treated, the person's immune system begins to break down. A good business person can manage multiple systems effectively without becoming part of the system. A true business system is much like a car. The car does not depend upon only one specific person to drive it. Anyone who knows how to drive it can do so. The same is true for a B-quadrant business, but not necessarily for an S-quadrant business. In most cases, the person in the S-quadrant is the system. Every business, whether large or small, needs to have systems in place to enable it to conduct its day-to-day activities. Even a sole proprietor has to wear different hats to conduct his or her business. In essence, the sole proprietor is all systems in one. The better the system, the less dependent you become on others. Look at McDonald's systems. It's the same everywhere in the world, and it's run by teenagers. This is possible because of the excellent systems in place. McDonald's depends on systems, not people. Dave Kettner. Systems management. Systems are at the heart of the Amazon entrepreneur. Amazon provides the heart of the systems, but you still need your own systems too. Another word for system is process, which I think will help you better understand what I mean. Amazon does the heavy lifting with collecting and monitoring cash flow and inventory flow. Amazon does the bulk of the communication work by providing you with the largest customer base in the world. Amazon also has systems for parts of the legal triangle. The important thing is this: you can't just sit back and let Amazon do all the work. There are processes which help you get 10x more efficiency and profit out of the Amazon systems. There are processes for evaluating the Amazon systems and reading the data they send you. There are processes for communicating better through Amazon. What an Amazon entrepreneur must understand is that it's not enough to have a system. You must learn the system and learn how to use it at its fullest capacity. About 99% of the people on Amazon just open a store and sell their goods. Very few take the time to learn the systems and how to pull incredible profit from them. This is the other point I need to communicate: learning never stops. The systems change. They modify. Your job as the manager of systems is to stay on top of changes. Keep learning. Keep finding others who are exceeding. What have they learned about the Amazon systems that you need to know? But that is not enough. We are entrepreneurs. We work from home, and we manage the biggest selling machine in the world. But that is still not enough. You need systems for marketing, for your legal, for your cash flow, for everything. Let me show you some examples. Here is my system for optimizing keywords. Step number 1, gather the top 3 keyword phrases from my auto-targeted campaign. I don't cover that in this book, sorry, there is too much to teach, but once you learn, it's easy, and plug into a keyword spreadsheet. Step number 2, use merchant words to gather buyer traffic for your keywords and find other high traffic keyword opportunities and plug into your keyword spreadsheet. Step number 3, use the Google Keyword Planner tool to gather buyer traffic for your keywords and find other high traffic keyword opportunities and plug into your keyword spreadsheet. Step number 4, check out your competition on Amazon for the best keyword phrase options and plug data into the spreadsheet as needed. Step number 5, determine and rank the top keyword phrases and input them into your spreadsheet. Step number 6, write your title focusing your main keywords in front of the title and other keywords throughout the title as best as can be implemented. Step number 7, implement your title changes into your Amazon listing and document changes into your spreadsheet. Step number 8, check your current ranking stats for main keywords and input into your spreadsheet. Step number 9, revise your product bullets and description, scattering your main keywords throughout to add to the keyword density of your listing. Step number 10, check your stats after 2 weeks and test other main keywords placement and title for the best option. Do you see? It's a system. I don't just make up keywords based on my gut. I have a proven system. It's the system that makes this work. I'm not some genius. I've just worked, learned, made mistakes, learned more, and kept at it until I have the system. Then, it becomes automated. Once the system is automated, you are free. Robert Kiyosaki. Legal management. This level of the BI triangle, legal management, was one of the most painful lessons I ever had to learn. My rich dad identified a serious flaw in my business. I had failed to secure the legal rights to the nylon and Velcro products I had designed before I started producing them. More specifically, I failed to patent some of my products. I failed to do so because I believed the $10,000 in patent attorney fees was too expensive and not important enough to spend that much money on. Another company quickly came along and copied my idea, and I could do nothing about it. Today, I am now an evangelist for the other side. Especially in the information age, your intellectual property attorney and your contract attorney are some of your most important advisors because they help create your most important assets. These attorneys, if they are good, will protect your ideas and your agreements from intellectual bandits, people who steal your ideas and therefore your profits. The world of business is filled with stories of smart entrepreneurs with great ideas who begin selling their products or ideas before protecting them. In the world of intellectual property, once your idea is exposed, it is almost impossible to protect. Some time ago, a company came out with a spreadsheet program for small businesses. I bought this brilliant product for my company. A few years later, the company was out of business. Why? Because it had failed to patent its idea and another company, which I will not mention, came along, took its idea, and put it out of business. Today, the company that took the idea is a prominent leader in the software business. Protect your ideas. My intellectual property attorney is responsible for securing worldwide patents and trademarks for the Rich Dad Company. While we pay him and his firm considerable amounts of money each year, he has made us money and helped us to continue making money by protecting what we do and guiding us through some delicate negotiations. Many a business has been started and has survived by a simple piece of paper. One legal document can be the seed of a worldwide business. Avoiding legal problems. Some of the most valuable assets you can own are the intangible assets called patents, trademarks, and copyrights. These legal documents grant you specific protection and ownership to your intellectual property. Without this type of protection, you risk losing everything. Once you have protected your rights, not only can you keep others from using your property, but you can also sell or license those rights and receive royalty income when doing so. Licensing your rights to a third party is a perfect example of your assets working for you. However, legal issues can also surface in almost every facet of a business. Obtaining competent legal counsel is very important, not only as you are forming your business, but as an ongoing part of your advisory team's activities. Legal fees may seem expensive at first. However, when you compare them to the cost of legal fees from lost rights or subsequent litigation, it is much less expensive to set out your agreements properly in the beginning. In addition to the monetary expense, you must also factor in the cost of lost time. Instead of focusing on your business, you may be forced to focus on legal matters. Dave Kettner. Systems management. The Amazon entrepreneur uses the legal level of the BI triangle quite a bit differently. Most of us do not create or invent our own products. Instead, we find products people want, repackage them with our brand, and provide outstanding service. This is great because we do not have to pay patent attorneys. In fact, I rarely use an attorney. I have an attorney set up my business structure and then I have an attorney set me up with a trademark or registration to protect my brand. That is about it. I understand the value a lawyer brings, but for the most part, I do not have to deal with the cost or headaches of a lawyer or the legal system. It's an added bonus for being an Amazon entrepreneur. The greatest value I can add to this component of the BI triangle is to say that its cost and frustration has been greatly minimized by the way I run my business on Amazon. Product management. The company's product, which the customer ultimately buys from the business, is the last important aspect of the BI triangle. It could be a tangible item such as a hamburger, or an intangible item such as consulting services. It is interesting to note that when evaluating a business, many average investors focus on the product rather than the rest of the business. Rich Dad thought that the product was the least important piece to inspect when evaluating a business. Many people come to me with ideas for new innovative products. My response is that the world is full of great products. People also say to me that their new idea or product is better than an existing product. Thinking that a better product or better service is most important is usually the domain of the A&S quadrant, where being the best or highest quality is important for success. In the B and I quadrants, however, the most important part of a new business is the system behind the product or idea, or the rest of the BI triangle. I then point out that most of us can cook a better hamburger than McDonald's, but few of us can build a better business system than McDonald's. Dave Kettner. Systems management. I agree with Robert that the actual product is not important. However, the system you use to determine which product you want to sell on Amazon is very important. An Amazon entrepreneur wants to sell whatever the public wants most. Amazon tells you what they want. Take a look at any product being sold on Amazon. If you look closely at the listing and scroll down a bit, you will see its Amazon ranking. That number is very important. The higher the ranking, which means the lower the number. Number 1 is a high ranking than a number 2, the more the product is sold. Take a look in each category on Amazon and get an idea about what sells. Those are the products you want to sell. Now that you have an idea of the tens of thousands of products that sell well, you need to shorten the list. My system dictates that I look for a high-selling product that is followed by a large drop-off. What that means is that the next best-selling product is selling far less. There is a large gap. That is what I am looking for. I want to identify the large gap that needs someone to fill it. But I'm still not done, as there are still thousands of products to choose from. Now I look at the product's prices. I want something between $10 and $50. I want it over $10 so that there is some profit to be made, and I want it under $50 so there is a lot of sales volume. Right now I really like products at $35 and above. These products get to take advantage of Amazon's free shipping. Still not done. Now I have a manageable list of solid product prospects. What next? I go to Alibaba and research manufacturers for each product who will white label their products and place my brand on it. That is the system in a very condensed form. It's not easy, and it takes time, but you can do it. To be honest, I have created a software program that does most of the work for me so I can spend my time elsewhere. There is another part one wanted to talk about: product, brand. While the product itself is not too important, the brand is the most important. My success is based on my creation of a brand. Amazon is all about competition and winning the buy box for each product. Have you ever seen this below where there are a bunch of sellers competing for the buy box for the same product? In this example, usually the cheapest price is the one that Amazon displays and usually gets the sale. But have you ever seen the example below where there is only one seller for that particular product and all of the sales are going to this one seller at their price point that they choose without any competition? Many people do not realize how easy it is to private label brand your own product. There are tons of companies and suppliers around the world that are ready to create a product for you and offer an existing product and brand it with your very own brand name. By doing this, not only will you own this asset, but you will have a product to market that no one else has. This means no competition for this product and brand name because you own it and you are the only one selling it. And remember, your brand is not just a logo on a product. It's also a promise of customer service and value. Those things come from you, not your product.